Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, but seriously, I did spend all night testing this weapon, getting all the data values for my website, and I'm going to cover everything in this video for you guys, so let's get into it. Okay, so like I said, I stayed up all night and got all the data for every attachment and all the base stats for the gun. So first thing I'm going to cover is just the base stats for the weapon. So here's the base stats page. You can see 885 rounds per minute fire rate, which is very high for an assault rifle. I think that's very close to the Ram 7, which is one of the fastest. It's actually faster than the Ram 7. It's probably about the same as the M13. Yes. So very high fire rate. And let's go back to the AS VAL. So it does 47 damage to the head, 37 to the chest, 30 to the stomach, 30 to extremities. That's in the first drop off, which extends out to 32 meters. And then for the second drop off, 36 to the head, 28 to the chest, 23 to the stomach, 23 to extremities. So those of you who are addicted to stats like me are probably seeing this and thinking, holy crap, that's going to be a good TTK. And you would be right, and I will jump into that later. I was not kidding when I opened the video with saying this was OP. So let's look at the rest of the stats now. So ADS, base ADS, 225 milliseconds, movement, 4.69. These are all good numbers. ADS movement, 2.67. Bullet velocity is low, 333, but there is a barrel that's pretty effective at increasing that. Mag size is small, only 20 rounds per mag. Sprint to fire and tactical sprint to fire are standard for ARs at 392 and 263 milliseconds. It actually has a little bit smaller hipfire area than most assault rifles, so that's a nice little bonus. Alright, so I threw up some other assault rifles to compare this to, just to give like a better estimate of what these numbers actually mean. So you can see the ADS time is pretty good. It's almost as fast as the Ram 7, which has a very quick ADS time for an AR. Quite a bit faster than the AMAX. Move speed's about the same again as the Ram. ADS move speed is identical to the Ram. And again, a little bit better hipfire area. Slower bullet velocity, but again, there is a barrel that increases that. But yeah, it looks pretty good just looking at the base stats for sure. Alright, now for the part that you guys are going to be really interested in. So these are going to be the TTK charts. So right away we're going to start with Warzone full plate, so 250 health, chest shot. You can see just looking at this right away, so the orange line's the AS VAL, the pink line's the Ram 7, and the cyan line is CR56. So the CR56 used to be the king of TTK in chest shots. Had the best chest shot TTK of any weapon, and you can see that the AS VAL absolutely smashes that. Like, this is a crazy fast TTK in chest shots. I mean, it's wild. Then let's swap over to DPS, and you'll see the difference even more. So again, this is just ridiculous. The VAL does 550 DPS to the chest inside the first damage range, which is just insane. I mean, that smashes everything. That beats the MP5 handily, beats the CR56 easily. It crushes everything. And even on leg shots, it's still super high. Stomach shots are the same as leg. Chest is ridiculous though, just so fast. And then headshots are also super high, up to 700 DPS for headshots. It's just wild. Alright, so here's another comparison. This is with the MP5. So the MP5 is one of the fastest killing weapons up close. That's why it's such a dominant SMG. And you can see that the VAL just absolutely smashes the MP5 in TTK. So much better. I mean, 0.42 versus 0.53. So it's 1.11 seconds faster, 110 milliseconds faster to kill with chest shots than the MP5, which is crazy. Stomach shots, the MP5 actually wins just barely, very close. And then leg shots, the VAL takes it over again. Leg and arm shots, it's better than the MP5 again. And then if we go to damage per second, you'll see again, it just kind of tells the story again. The VAL just smashes the MP5, which is just crazy. I said it's crazy a lot, but it is crazy. It's very OP. I have yet to actually use it in a match, so we'll see if that holds true in the game. But just looking at the data, it looks like it's going to destroy everything out there inside 40 meters. So one thing they've done to try to balance this weapon is they've given it small magazine size, so you only have up to 30 shots. And it does have a lot of recoil as well. It has some of the most recoil of any assault rifle, but it's pretty, if you can get used to it, it's pretty accurate, really. I mean, it's not too bad. There's a lot of, you have to really correct for the vertical recoil, but I'll show you guys what the recoil pattern looks like real quick here. So it's perfectly straight up, so it's an easy recoil pattern to get used to and control, but it does have a lot of recoil, so it is a little bit difficult to actually control it in use. Alright, so I'm going to go over some class setups that I think will work pretty well with this gun. So first of all, since it only has a 30 round mag maximum, you kind of always are going to need sleight of hand, I think, if you're playing trios or quads in Warzone. So every build I show is going to have sleight of hand on it. So this first build is, I'll show you here. So you get an optic. The iron sights aren't bad, so you could take the optic off and use a tack laser or 5 milliwatt or something if you wanted to. But this barrel is really good. This is the one that increases bullet velocity. I'll show you all these stats on the site as well, so you can see how they affect it. But so we're increasing bullet velocity. Merc foregrip has good ADS times and helps with that recoil because it has a lot of recoil, and also gives you a little bit of hip fire if you're up close, which is nice. 30 round mag is essential, like I said. Sleight of hand is essential. So this would be really, really good paired with like a sniper rifle, because this is going to dominate anything inside 40 meters. It's going to crush anybody inside 40 meters, assuming you can land your shots. And it's pretty accurate. I mean, it's not like the most accurate gun in the world, but it's manageable. And it's going to be good inside 40 meters, which is what you want. So this is what the recoil looks like for this one with this build. Same pattern. The reason it's taller is because I have more bullets. I have a 30 round mag this time instead of 20 for that pattern. But yeah, this would be a great build to be paired with a sniper, definitely. Alright, back over to the site for a second to show you this build's actual stats. ADS has increased quite a bit, so it ends up being about 273 milliseconds with this build, with the Merc foregrip, longest barrel, 30 round mag, sleight of hand, and the GI mini reflex. Movement speed's slowed down a little bit, but still pretty good. ADS movement speed again slowed down by the Merc foregrip. Recoil's improved, hip fire's improved, bullet velocity's improved, and with sleight of hand you only have a 1.4 second reload time, which is really fast. So that's really important with only a 30 round mag with a gun that shoots this fast. So again, that's why I say that you pretty much need sleight of hand with this gun, which is one of the ways they're trying to balance it, I think, because I mean, the gun's just so overpowered in time to kill that it needs something that hurts it a little bit, and that's one of the things that I think is going to be different for people to try to deal with. Alright, so this is the next build I'm going to talk about. It's more of an SMG build. It's kind of like an MP5 replacer almost. So I like this middle barrel because it increases your movement speed and aim down sight speed, so it's really nice for an SMG to get that movement speed up. The Merc foregrip, again, is for recoil control if you need to aim down sight, and gives you that hip fire, which is really nice for up close builds. Again, 30 round mag, sleight of hand, essential, required basically for this gun. And then 5 milliwatt laser. I love to hip fire, so I love putting a 5 milliwatt laser on my up close guns. And this gun has a really good hip fire. You can just fry people with hip fire with this thing. If you don't hip fire very often, you could replace the 5 milliwatt with maybe a skeleton stock. That would get your movement speed up again while you're ADSing, and this would be a really solid build as well. So here's a quick comparison of the MP5, just a standard MP5 build versus this AS VAL that I just showed, this up close AS VAL. So ADS time is actually better on the VAL. Sprint to fire time is better on the MP5 because it's an SMG and they have just better sprint to fire times in general, which is one of the reasons they're good up close. Movement speed's a little bit better on the MP5, and a lot better for ADS movement speed. So you're not quite going to have the movement speed of the MP5 with this build, but you'll see when we get to TTKs what it looks like there. So bullet velocity is way slower on the VAL. But let's go over to TTKs real quick. So let's go Warzone again, because that's all I play. And yeah, so look at this. This, even with the slow bullet velocity, the VAL is just going to shred the MP5 all the way out to 26 meters. You're not going to be using it that far most of the time, but if you needed to, you could, and it would still shred that far, even with the short barrel on it. It's a very, very powerful weapon. Alright, so this is the last build I'm going to show. This is basically trying to be as long range as you can get the VAL, which is not very long. Just due to the recoil and the fact that you really need 30 round mag or sleight of hand. Anyway, so with this build, it's just longest barrel, commando foregrip, 30 round mag, and then there's this unique stock called the Strelok. This has recoil control, so you can actually have the commando foregrip and still get recoil control because the barrel doesn't have recoil control. So this way you'll have both stabilization and control with this build. Helps with aiming stability and aim blocking steadiness. So this is basically the longest range. I had to drop sleight of hand to get this stock on there. But it's about as long range as you can make the VAL and have it still be a semi-viable build. It'll be tough with only 30 bullets, but it shreds people so fast, it might be okay. And it's really accurate with this build. I mean, it's significantly more accurate than the other builds I showed. Alright everybody, well, like I said, I was up all night, so I hope this video was still decent, because I'm pretty tired. If you like the content and you want to come back for more, just give me a sub and thumbs up, and I will keep getting everybody the best data I can. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.